Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mr. Abdullah Amin is talking, and welcome to our biology lesson for grade 7. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about Unit 2, Lesson 3, which is Introduction to Plants. This is the first part of this lesson. Inshallah, in this lesson, we are going to know what are some characteristics of the plants and what are the two main groups of the plants. We know that, guys, all organisms in this world are subdivided into two categories, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And we talk about prokaryotes, which are like bacteria and archaea, and eukaryotes we have like four kingdoms: plants, animals, fungi, and protists. In the previous sections, we talk about protists and fungi. Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about the plants, and let's start about characteristics of the plants. Guys, all the plants are multicellular eukaryotes, and this is the main points. They have like two stages life cycle. They have walls and vacuoles, and they make their own food. Let's talk about them individually, guys. So the first one, guys, all the plants are multicellular eukaryotes. Multicellular, which means they are made up of more than one cells. So they have many cells. There is no plant, one cell. There is no unicellular plant. Okay, so all the plants are multicellular organisms, starting from the tiniest plant in the world to the huge sequoia or sequoia plant, which is like very large, huge plant. And all of them, of course, are eukaryotes, which means they have nucleus and also they have membrane-bound organelles, like mitochondria, like chloroplast, like contractile vacuole, like a lot of organelles, guys, that's surrounded by membrane. So they are multicellular organism, and also they are eukaryotes. They have a two stages life cycle, guys. All the plants, they have two stages life cycle. One is called sporophyte and one is called gametophyte. Sporophyte and gametophyte. A sporophyte, guys, that can produce spores, okay? And these spores can grow into gametophyte. Okay, so the sporophyte can produce spores, and these spores can grow into gametophyte. We have, guys, like male gametophyte and female gametophyte. The male gametophyte can produce a sperm, and the female gametophyte can produce an egg. So the sperm and egg cannot grow with their own unless they join together. So when the sperm fuse with the egg, so it will make fertilized egg. And this type of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. We have like two parents, one male gametophyte and female gametophyte, and so on. And then this fertilized egg, guys, can grow into sporophyte. So the two stages life cycle, we have a sporophyte and gametophyte. Sporophyte can produce spores, gametophyte can produce gametes. Also, they have walls and vacuoles. Okay, they have walls, guys. The plant has a cell wall, and they have contractile vacuole. Okay, so the cell wall, guys, which is a rigid cell wall, rigid structure that surrounds the cell, that can protect the cell, and it's found outside the cell membrane. Okay, so the cell wall outside the cell membrane, and it has important function. It can like support and protect the plant cell. And the main component, guys, of the cell wall, we have a component which is related to carbohydrate. It's called cellulose. So the cell wall of the plant is made up of cellulose. And if you remember, guys, we talked about the last time about the fungi. We said the cell wall of fungi, it's made up of chitin and so on. So each type of kingdoms of organisms, they have like unique structure in their cell wall. So the cell wall of the plant is made up of cellulose. One thing else, guys, which is vacuole. Vacuole, guys, which is in the plant cell, they have large central vacuole. It has important function because it can store water, and also that can help the plant to keep it upright. Okay, so the plant can like stand upright because of this vacuole and so on. This vacuole, guys, can store water and also can store waste. Okay, if the plant can lose the water, so the pressure inside the vacuole will decrease, so the plant finally will wilt. Okay, so the vacuole is very important thing in the plant. Okay, guys, they can make their own food. We know that all the plants, almost all the plants, are producer. So they can take their own food by using the energy from surrounding, from the sun, from the chemicals around them, if we are talking about the plant in the deep ocean and so on. So they can make their own food if they use the energy from the sun. So they can make photosynthesis, which is make their own food, can convert the energy from the sun to chemical energy stored in the plant. Okay, how can the plant do photosynthesis? Simply, guys, by taking sunlight, by taking carbon dioxide from the air, by taking water from the root, and finally they can make their own food in the form of sugar, which is glucose, and can release oxygen to the environment. Okay, guys, so we have like main groups of the plant. We have two types of the plant, vascular plant and non-vascular plant. Vascular plants, like most of the plants that we can see, which is like they have a stem, roots, leaf, and also they have vascular tissue or vascular system. This system can important like that help the plant that transfer the water and nutrients throughout the plant. On the other hand, guys, we have non-vascular plant, which is a kind of the plant are relatively small or tiny plants. They don't have a stem, they don't have roots, they don't have leaves, and also they don't have vascular tissue. So they don't have like vascular system for transporting material. So the question is, how do non-vascular plants can take in nutrients and water from the environment? So they can simply absorb it from surrounding by process called diffusion. Okay, so they can take the nutrients and the water from the environment, and always they can live in damp places, the places that have water and so on, and they are near to the ground. You can see them, guys, like they have 1 centimeter in length and so on. So they are fairly small. We have some example like mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. They are 3 types of non-vascular plant. On the other hand, guys, in vascular plant, we know that like most of the plant, we can see starting from the grass, the small grass, to a giant trees, all of them are vascular. Why? Because they have vascular tissue, they can transport material throughout the plant, so they can grow larger and larger. So because they have a system inside them that can help them to take the water from the roots and move it to the all parts of the plant, and also take the nutrients from, take the food from the leaf and also transfer it into all parts of the plant. They have a clear stem, they have roots, and also they have leaves. If you are talking, guys, about the parts of the plants, so we have to mention their function. But guys, we have like the vascular plant, we have 2 parts of the plant, 2 systems of all vascular plants. We have the system above the ground, which is called the shoot system, and the system under the ground, which is called the root system. So shoot and root, shoot system and root system. Shoot system is made up of stem, leaves, and the part that above the ground, and the root system, which is found under the ground. If we're talking, guys, about the stem, we know that the stem has like vascular tissue, and it can help the plant to stand upright, and also that can like elevator that can transport water and nutrients from the roots to the plant, and also can take the glucose from the leaf and also transfer it to the plant. Root, guys, which is of course they have like 2 or 3 jobs they do. They can anchor the plant in the place, okay, and also they can absorb water and mineral from the soil, and sometimes, guys, they can store extra food in the roots. Finally, the leaf, which is the place where the plant makes its own food by photosynthesis. These leaves, guys, they like covered by waxy cuticle that can prevent water loss, and also it have like pores that can take in the carbon dioxide in the underneath of the leaf, which is called the stomata, and so on. Okay, so guys, this is something about the vascular plant, and this is the end of this part 1. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and see you next time.